Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Broken Sword 2, The Smoking Mirror. The final part of this session, and we're about to give Hubert back his collar and make our way to the village. Let's do that now.
What are you doing out here in the jungle?
God's work. Not quite the destination I had in mind when I set out, but... Well, you know what they say? Mysterious ways and so on.
You didn't plan to end up here?
No. I was on my way to the miners' camp in the north. I was stuck here when my boat capsized on the river.
That's exactly what happened to me. How long have you been here?
11 years.
Here's your collar, Father.
Thank you, George. You probably think it a little odd of me to make such a fuss.
Oh no. If I've been living in the jungle for 11 years, I'd be completely screwy too.
Screwy? Yes, perhaps I am. Ever since my last visit to that village.
Do you want to tell me what happened at the village?
I forgot my vows. I let myself be overwhelmed by the... And in a moment of weakness, animal pet.
You know, you should be writing romantic novels. Did you experience some kind of a physical liaison at the village?
Yes, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I found myself doing the monkey dance.
I've never heard it called that before. And I didn't want to pry any deeper into Hubert's murky past.
Hold on 1 minute. Alright, sorry guys, I had to get my phone because I'm expecting a phone call sometime this afternoon.
Now you've got your collar back, will you take me to the village?
I've still not finished my sermon.
Look, Father, whatever the reason.
You're right. I must be crazy. We must make haste if we're to reach the village before nightfall.
By the time we reach the village...
Hello, boys. Glad to see you're still wearing the underpants. What?
Hold on
The
guys.
best Christmas present we ever had, Father. Mine are too tight.
Well, we all have our cross to bear. This is George. He has a request to make. I'm afraid I can't stay. Good luck, George.
That's a relief. I never feel comfortable with him about. Me neither. These damn pants keep riding right up on butt. So, what do you want?
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Sat there looking at this screen for a couple of minutes. Um, so let's. I just need to make sure. Just going to note something down. So let's ask about Nico.
My girlfriend has been bitten by a snake.
So, everyone in my family has been bitten by snakes.
I was bitten by a dormouse once.
She's real sick. I hoped your wise man might have medicine.
Wise man? You must have the wrong village.
Are you going to stand by and let my girlfriend die?
Of course not. What do you think we are, savages?
We'll start the preparations for a cremation feast.
Father Hubert said there was a wise man in the village who could help me.
No, there's no one of that description here.
Ooh, he must mean the old man, the shaman.
I thought he just made up all those stories he tells. I never thought of him as being wise.
I'd like to see the shaman, please.
You can't just go walking in there and demand to speak to the shaman.
Why not?
You have to observe the protocol. The shaman demands tribute.
Tribute? You mean like a gift?
That's right.
The eternal question. What do you give a man who has everything? Would your wise man have any use for lipstick?
Not in that color.
Haven't you anything in black?
Of course I don't. This stone is what brought me here.
That's a spirit stone. I wouldn't touch it if I was you.
You're right. It could be cursed.
This cone could have 1,000 uses.
Yeah? Like what?
A protective helmet?
I don't think so.
Give me a clue. What kind of things does your shaman like? Does he have a hobby, a favorite sport?
You insult us. The shaman lives on a higher plane.
Oh, right. Maybe a book would be more suitable. Or a jigsaw puzzle? Don't you just hate choosing presents for people you don't know? Here, he'll like these biscuits.
If you say so.
So, is this your first visit to our planet?
I am from the same planet as you. I'm from California. Why, we're practically neighbors.
Oh, terrible sound.
He liked the biscuits, especially the black ones. He wants to know if you've any more.
Stop! This is a private village.
The guards looked as fierce as anyone can, wearing only their underpants.
Right. What should we do? Let's try giving him the panties.
I tucked the bright red panties in the empty box. Here, I found some more of those biscuits for the shaman.
I'll give them to him.
What do you do for entertainment here in The jungle. The jungle.
We make documentaries. Me and Taptic, we've appeared in 7 TV films and an article in National Geographic.
The shaman was pretty mad about those panties.
Well, I didn't mean to offend him.
You didn't. He was disappointed that they didn't think.
I didn't think that that was such a good idea. I put the lipstick in the box. Here,
I'll give them to... The shaman kept your gift of wax. He was pleased with it.
can I go see him now?
He wasn't that pleased.
Right, let's try this.
I put the statue in the empty box.
I thought you couldn't fit the statue in the box. Might have been wrong.
Here.
I'll give them to him. The shaman said to give you back this statue.
He didn't want it?
He's already gone.
Alright, for the next few things I'm actually going to cut these bits out. So let's put the dart in the box.
I dropped the poison dart into the box with just a little itch of misgiving. Here.
I'll give them to him. It didn't work.
What?
Your feeble attempt to
The cone was too big to put in the box. I put my lucky piece of coal in the empty box. Here.
I'll give them to him. The shaman wanted black.
Why is it doing that sucking stuff whenever I do that? Right, last thing, to actually get in there, you need to give him the stone.
I put the Mayan stone in the... Here. I found some more of those biscuits for the shaman.
I'll give them to him. the shaman wants to talk to you.
I hoped he would. Well, it's been nice to talk to you guys. I had nothing else to talk about. The woman was grinding a sticky mess of corn in a bowl. That woman certainly wasn't the reason I'd come to the village. It was a basket full of rocks. I couldn't think of any reason to steal the villagers' rock collection. The man was busily weaving a cloth. That man wasn't the one I'd come looking for. It was the focal point of the village, the communal cooking fire. The fire was too hot to approach, even if I'd wanted to. The old guy was obviously the shaman of these people. Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Please, sit down. Welcome, George.
Thanks.
It has long been foretold that a white man would bring the coyote stone to this village.
And just like the chat with Andre, we get a little bit of a close-up, a more direct conversation, which adds a bit to the atmosphere and sort of gives it sort of more of a in-depth look.
Why is Father Hubert so reluctant to visit the village?
I don't know. He used to come here a lot, but then he just stopped. You would think he wants to spend some time with his kids.
Did you say Father Hubert has kids?
3 girls and 5 boys by my reckoning. All conceived in the same week at the Feast of the Monkey Dance.
My girlfriend's been bitten by a snake.
And you want me to heal her?
That's the idea. Can you do it?
I'm not sure. My gums aren't what they used to be.
Listen, my girlfriend's in a coma. Please, old man, give me the root.
What root?
Father Hubert told me of a root which could cure the bite of the river snake.
There's nothing sacred with these people. That was our secret, known only to members of my tribe.
If that root is my chance of saving Nico's life, then I will.
There's time.
Fine. If I listen to your story, then will you give me the root?
The eel travels far, but still...
And look, I'm running out. But how did they trap Tez, the evil god?
They built a pyramid which they told Tezcatlipoca was dedicated to him. At its center, they fashioned a huge mirror of perfectly smooth obsidian. Luring him into the pyramid with praise and flattery, they used sorcery to ensnare him in the mirror.
Suppose I was to believe there was anything in your story, other than the rambling delusions of a seriously wacky old man. Suppose I was to swallow it, hook, line, and kitchen sink. What then?
Then you would see that the fate of the human race rests upon your shoulders.
No pressure, George.
Do I get anything to help me combat Tezcatlipoca?
Like what?
Well, a magical weapon?
Get real, George.
What happened to the stones?
They were taken by the Spanish. Only one stone. The Jaguar Stone was captured by an English captain, El Draco. The Eagle Stone was taken by a pirate called Ketch. The third stone, the Coyote Stone, reached Spain safely. That is the stone in your possession.
There's an eclipse of the sun due very...
Correct. The eclipse which marks the ending of the Fifth Age will come before the next full moon.
Less than 2 weeks. I didn't really believe that Tezcatlipoca would return. But I figured Karzak's plans were in some way connected. Tell me more about the Eagle Stone.
The stone was loaded onto a galleon with many valuable artifacts. But shortly after leaving harbor, a terrible squall blew up and damaged the ship. The ship was intercepted by a bloodthirsty pirate, Captain Ketch. Ketch made short work of overpowering the crew.
Where's the Eagle Stone now?
Nobody knows for sure. Ketch retired from piracy and bought an island in the Caribbean.
Tell me more about the Jaguar Stone.
Many centuries ago, the captain, the man known as El Draco, sent soldiers. Only when the soldiers arrested the mayor did the people realize that they were English privateers. The mayor was held hostage. Amongst the treasure...
Where is the Jaguar Stone now?
I suppose El Draco took it back to his homeland, across the Great Sea.
To England? What do I do when I find the stones?
Bring them here to me, and I shall prepare you. The stones must be taken to the heart of the pyramid. Only there can they be used to seal the gate by which Tezcatlipoca will return to this world.
Can you show me the way to the pyramid of Tezcatlipoca?
Not until you possess all 3 stones.
Now do I get the route?
Here, take it. Make haste if you wish to save the girl's life. The hummingbird sings to me of death to come.
Now you're talking in riddles again. Listen, is it okay if I crash here? I've got no chance of finding my way through the jungle in the dark.
You're welcome. But tonight's the night of the monkey dance.
Yes, and George is going to discover why it's so bad.
I left the village. It was just... except... I wondered what Hubert had used to make his candles. I didn't have any use for Hubert's candles. It was Father Hubert's personal altar. I thought it best not to defile the altar while Hubert was looking after Nico. The snake bite had affected Nico badly. Nico, I brought you this root. No way was she going to be able to chew the root. I needed to give her the antidote in a more digestible form. That organ represented years of painstaking work. I wasn't in the mood for playing the organ. Father Hubert, a man with a mission. The shaman thinks you should go visit your kids.
So, he told you?
Look, Hubert, having an extended family is nothing to be ashamed of. If I was you, I'd be ashamed of not being there for them.
It's that damned monkey dance that led me astray.
Yeah. A sight like that must be difficult to forget. I've got the route, Hubert.
So what are you waiting for? Give it to the gal.
I've tried, but she won't take it.
Oh, you fool, George. You'll have to extract the sap so that you can drink it.
Right.
Alright, let's quickly do this. We're going to save the game. Come on, move, walk.
The cone was ice.
Alright guys, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to call this a video. So I'm going to say thanks for watching now. Because I want to be able to style it when we go to covering the next one, but I want to get this done so then once it then goes to the next bit I can then cut video there. What I'll do, I'll just cut the video so you won't see it in the next part of the game. That will be in the next video itself. In the next session,
As the liquid was squeezed from the root, it collected in the cone.
so this is the end of this session. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time and we'll enjoy the end of this part of the game.
Look, Hubert, the antidote.
Well, what are you waiting for? Give it to the girl, quickly.
Nico. Here, drink this.
Oh, George, it's horrible.
Just swallow it down. Okay, try and rest now, darling. You'll need all your strength when we go after the other two stones.
Other stones? What other stones? What have you gotten me into now, George Stobbart?
The patient is sounding more like her old self already.